Hi there, I'm Tina. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to guide you through a yoga practice designed to reset your anxious nervous system. When we get anxious and we're going through our day, a lot of our time is spent with an elevated heart rate and a short, choppy breath. So this practice will go ahead and slow that breath down, connect to our body, and hopefully reset that anxious nervous system. Let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and come down to the mat in Sukhasana or easy seat. Choose your easy seat that makes you feel good. You can have one foot in front of the other or crisscrossed if that makes you feel better. We're going to start today by connecting with our breath. So go ahead and if you feel comfortable, slight gaze down to the floor or close the eyes down completely and focus on taking 3 to 5 nice deep breaths. Feeling the quality of the air as it enters your nose and the warmth of the air as it exits. Feel the expansion within you in your lungs as you breathe in, and the natural release as you exhale. One more. Go ahead and open your eyes. On the next inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, fold over to the right. Inhale, reach up, stretching that left side of the body. Exhale, soften a little more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, soften, pulling that chest up toward the ceiling. Inhale, right arm up this time, up to the ceiling. Exhale, reaching over to the left, softening. Inhale, reaching a little further, feeling that nice side body stretch in the right. Exhale, soften down. One more. Reach and expand as far as you can, keeping those sit bones on the mat. Exhale, soften, chest to the ceiling. Inhale, back to center, arms up, over to the right. Fingertips come down to the mat. Walk them out, keeping that sit bone, the left sit bone, planted on the mat. Inhale, reach your spine, creating space. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, walk your hands over to a 1 o'clock position. Reaching. Exhale, soften. Inhale to center, reaching and planting those sit bones firmly into the mat. Exhale, soften. Taking it over to the left now. Inhale, we're over quarter turn. And exhale, soften down. Inhale over to the left. Last one. And exhale, soften down. Inhale, bring it back up. Sit up. Arms up to the ceiling. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Go into a little seated cat and cow here, opening that chest. Go ahead and bring your arms up, parallel to the mat. On an inhale, bring those elbows back to a cactus shape, looking up, pulling that heart space forward. Exhale, round that upper body in, elbows, hands to touch. Inhale, open that chest, heart space forward, elbows back, and lift it. Exhale, bring it in, round it in, tuck the chin. One more inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, round it in. From here, we'll make our way to tabletop position on hands and knees. When you arrive, be mindful, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to go ahead and go into thread the needle. Reach that right arm up to the ceiling. Look up as far as you can go. Notice how far you're going here. Exhale, bring that arm under the left ear and shoulder to the mat. Extend the left arm long. Mindful the hips are square to the front of the mat. You can stay here breathing, or you can extend your left leg back long. Or from here you can lift. Thread the needle. Exhale, bring it back down. Walk that left arm in, press back up. Reach up, back up to the ceiling with your right arm. Feel that's a little more open now. Back to tabletop position. Taking it to the other side. Reaching that left arm up to the ceiling, looking up, if that feels comfortable. Exhale, bringing that left arm under the right, shoulder and ear to the mat. Right arm long, hips are square. Staying here, pressing into that right hand to intensify the stretch in the shoulders if you'd like. Stay here, or right leg long. Or to go further, right leg up to the ceiling. Breathe. Exhale, bring it back down. Walk that right arm in. Reach back up to the ceiling with the left hand. Ooh, that's much better now. And back down. Let's go ahead and come into child's pose with wide legs. Knees are wide, hips sit back to the heels, hands walk forward, and forehead comes toward the mat. Now, if this is difficult, you can bring a block or a blanket or a pillow and rest your chest on that. But we're coming into child's pose here. This is a really great place to take a deep breath and exhale any of that anxiety that you have in you. It's a great place to welcome yourself to the mat in your practice. Thank yourself for showing up. Maybe you want to repeat a mantra here. I am not my anxious thoughts. I will tune in to the calming breath. I am not my anxious thoughts, and I will tune in to my calming breath. Begin to walk those hands in, coming back up to sit, back up, straight up on your heels, sitting back, your hips on your heels. Reach those arms back to the back of the mat, chest is forward. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in for that hug. Hug yourself, right arm over the left. Tuck the chin. Open up wide once more, and we'll bring it to the other side this time. Right arm under the left as you give yourself a nice big hug. Exhale. Hug it in. Okay, from here, go ahead and come to tabletop position. Walk your hands out and curl those toes under. We're heading to downward facing dog. First down dog of the practice. First little inversion here. Hanging our head, our knees are bent. Shoulders are long, strong. Belly is hugging in toward the thighs. And we're breathing here. Feeling that opposite flow of blood that we're used to. Head is below the chest for a nice nervous system reset here. Give yourself a nice sigh. Bend the knees, look forward, and take baby steps to the top of the mat. Coming into forward fold, knees are bent, belly comes to the thighs, arms hang heavy, or they can be clasped at the elbows. Dangle that head here. Forward fold. From here, release the hands and slowly rise up. You can roll up if you like. You don't have any spinal issues, or you can have a straight spine and hands on the hips. And slowly come to a standing position in Tadasana. Tadasana. Breathing here. Connecting to the body by being mindful of your connection, your soles of your feet to the mat. Feel that connection. Lifting those kneecaps, tucking that tailbone, pulling the belly in, shoulders back and away from the ears, crown of the head, pulling towards the top of the room. Tadasana. Let's go ahead and take a half sun salutation. Fingertips come down, reach up to the ceiling. Swan dive down to forward fold, belly to the thighs, knees are bent. Inhale, halfway lift as though you're looking over a stone into a pond. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, back upward salute, reaching toward the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take that one more time. Fingertips come down, reach up to the ceiling. Swan diving down to the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Number 7 shape. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, reach up to the sky. This time, give yourself a nice clap. Hands come to heart center. Tadasana. Great job. From here, let's go ahead and reach up to the ceiling, coming back down to forward fold. This time, plant the palms, step the right foot back, the left foot back, wrists under the shoulders for your plank pose before sending the hips up high and back for downward facing dog one more time. Knees stay as bent as needed, heels yearning toward the mat. And it doesn't really matter if they get to the mat or if they're high. You find your sweet spot. Breathe slowly in down dog. On the next inhale, lift the right foot up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward into your plank. Step somewhere between your palms. Lower the back knee and rise up to your low lunge. Hands can come to the top of the thigh for support or reach to the ceiling. Gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center, coming into Ardha Hanuman half splits. Keeping that back knee under the hip. Hips are square. Bending at the hips here, belly to the front thigh. You can bring your hands down to the mat for stability, or you can keep them at prayer center for balance. Work. Yogi's choice. In this pose, you're keeping your spine long, and if you're staying up here, that's perfectly fine. You take it to where it's beneficial to you. Inhale, rolling forward onto that front foot. Lifting that back knee for our easy twist. Plant the left palm as though you're pulling a bow. Pull that right arm up. Hips are square to the front of the room. Right arm to the ceiling. Gaze up. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the palm. Step it back to plank. And hinge forward. Shoulders forward of the wrists. And bring it all the way down to the mat. Inhale. Lift halfway to cobra. Exhale. Release. Inhale, power up to plank and back to your downward facing dog. Heavy sigh. This time, inhale, left foot up to the ceiling. Hinge forward and bring that knee in. Stepping forward with the foot, lowering the back knee. Here we are in our low lunge again, other side. Powering up, hands come to the thigh or up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, soften a little deeper into that stretch. Coming into our Ardha Hanuman again. Hands to prayer center. Shifting forward. Bringing that back hip over the back knee. Hinging forward at the hips. Knee is bent as needed. Coming to wherever you feel comfortable to feel that stretch in the left hamstring. Now at this point, it's a balanced pose. You can bring your hands to the mat if you'd like for stability. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come forward. Lifting that back knee, heading into our easy twist. Plant the right palm and keeping those hips square. We're reaching that left hand up to the ceiling, gazing up. Back leg is strong and engaged. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the palm. Step it back to plank pose. And then back to your downward facing dog. Nice work. How are you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. From here, go ahead and lift the right leg once more. Bringing it in, shifting forward into your plank, stepping forward. This time we're rising up to high lunge. Powering up, gathering that energy up. Reaching toward the ceiling, high lunge. Hands to prayer center. We're coming into a twist here. Bring your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Pressing, balancing, breathing. Now, if this is a challenge, you can stay in your high lunge. Your choice. Always choose what's best for you. Coming back up, reaching up to the ceiling. Pivot that back foot for warrior two. And smile. Know that this is very good for you. Reach forward with that front arm, scooping that air up. And back for reverse warrior. Coming into our triangle pose, straightening that front knee. Lifting, reaching that right arm to the inside of the right leg. Left arm up to the ceiling. Back down, plant the palms back to downward facing dog. This time, right foot up, lunging forward, setting up for our high lunge once more, stepping forward. Maintaining your balance, getting your bearings here. Roaring up, getting that energy up. High lunge, reach for the ceiling. Back knee, back heel rather, yearning toward the mat. Stay here. You can have your hands at prayer center. Working here, or go into your twist. Right elbow to the outside of that left knee. And twisting. Breathing, focusing on that breath, and smiling. You are strong. Your breath has your back. Okay, coming back up. High lunge, reaching up. Coming into warrior two, pivot that back foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bending into that front knee. Sending energy in opposite directions, gazing over the front fingers. Inhale, reach forward and then scooping that air up. And back for reverse warrior. Pulling the chest up toward the ceiling. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Reaching forward with the front hand, then placing it on the inside of that front leg. Right arm up to the ceiling. Gaze is up. Triangle pose. Look down. Plant the palms. Step it back to plank. Hinge forward. Coming down to the mat or taking your chaturanga. Rising up to cobra or upward facing dog. And back to downward facing dog. This time, right leg up to the ceiling. And stepping between the palms. Coming to our wide-legged forward fold. Turning so that your body is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Feet are parallel to the short edge of your mat. Hands come under the shoulders. You can bring blocks here if you'd like. Under the shoulders. Staying here, breathing. Or if you'd like to go further, walk your hands back. Letting that head hang heavy in your wide-legged forward fold. From here, walk your hands over to the left. Pivot that back foot, step back to plank. And here we go into our vinyasa once more. Hinging forward, shoulders past the wrist, lowering all the way down or halfway, pressing up to cobra or upward facing dog, and then back up to downward facing dog. This time, left leg up to the ceiling, hinging forward, stepping forward, coming back to the center of our mat again. Hands to the hips, flat back, rising up. Head into our goddess position. Heels in, toes out. Hands up, cactus arms. Inhale, exhale, lower down. You are strong. You are worthy of calm. You can use your breath to cultivate the calm and peace inside of you. One more breath. Inhale, rise up, star, super person position is what I like to call it. Inhale and exhale, hands to heart, step to the top of your mat. From here, let's take a balanced pose here. Shift your weight over to the right foot and bring that left knee up. You can actually just work by keeping your toes on the mat here if this is where you'd like to be. You can raise your knee up, or you can go even further and kind of hug that in, grabbing it with your clasped fingers. Focusing. What is your breath doing here? Is it becoming shorter? If it is, you may be going too far in this pose. Are you able to breathe? Calm, deep breaths. And release. Great job. Let's take it to the other side now. Shift your weight to the left foot, hugging that belly in for stability, using the toes as a kickstand as you lift your knee, keeping your toes on the mat if you'd like, or coming up halfway, or clasped hands, pulling that knee up and in, paying attention all the while to the quality of your breath. And knowing that your breath really does have your back when you pay attention to it. And the beautiful prana, the life force. Inhale and release. Excellent job. From here, let's go ahead and reach up to the ceiling. Bring it on down, forward fold. Plant the palms, step it back, downward facing dog. Right leg up to the ceiling, opening that hip, bend that knee, pressing into the palms equally, bending that knee, opening that hip. Bring it back up to center and hinging forward, coming into pigeon. So placing that left knee behind the right wrist somewhere. And you're going to choose your depth here. If you need to sit up on a prop, you can do that. That's perfectly fine. And inching that back foot back to where your comfort level is. You can stay up tall here, feeling that nice stretch in the left front hip flexor, or you can begin to lower down wherever it feels comfortable for you, wherever you can still breathe and your breath is still able to nourish you by staying even and deep breath. Take a few deep breaths here. Go ahead and rise up if you were lowered. Curl those back toes under. Send that leg back up, three-legged dog, and release. Downward facing dog. Take that to the other side now. Left leg up, opening that knee, bending that knee, pressing into both hands equally, both palms planted. Coming back to center and bringing it forward, bringing that knee in and place it behind the left wrist. Coming into whatever depth feels appropriate for your body, where you can still breathe. Staying up high and breathing, connecting, or lowering down. This is a passive pose. You can come back to your mantra. I am not my anxiety. I use my breath to find calm. I am not my anxiety. I use my breath to find calm and peace. Begin to rise up if you're lowered. And send it back. Curl those back toes under and send it back to downward facing dog. Great job. Lower the knees and go ahead and come to lie flat. Cooling down now. Hugging those knees in when you get there. Hug the knees in. Send the left leg long. Going into your supine twist. Shoulders are snuggled underneath you. Right arm long. Left knee over to, or right knee over to the left. You might want to shift your hips over just a little to the center if you need a little more depth. And we're just letting the gravity work for us here. Focus on your breath. And the sensations in your body. Slowly come back to center. Hugging the knees in once more. Maybe doing a few big knee circles to massage that lower back. Feels really good. Reverse your circle. This time, sending the right leg long, left knee in. Snuggle those shoulders under your body. Left arm long. Left knee over to the right. Not cranking, Maybe you'd like to shift your hips over a little to center if that feels good. Passively stretching. You can gaze over your left fingers if you'd like. Inhale, come back to center. Hugging those knees in once more. Taking any last movements that might feel good to you at this point. Maybe a happy baby. Always kind of feels good. Grabbing the outside of those feet. Feet are pressing up to the ceiling. Tailbone is glued to the mat. Elbows inside the knees, pressing outward. Knees are being pulled toward the armpits. And release into Shavasana. Legs are long. Taking up some space here. Relaxing your body, settling in. Taking some deep, deep breaths. Some slow, deep breaths. Relaxing all the muscles of your body. Allowing your work to settle in. We'll spend about a minute here. Just breathing, focusing, perhaps repeating your mantra. Begin to wiggle your toes. You can stay in Shavasana longer if you'd like. Just pause the video. If you're ready to come out, send some movement into your body. Maybe reaching the arms up overhead. Big, huge stretch. Inhale. Letting it go. Slowly roll onto one side and make your way to a seated position. Thanks so much for joining me today for this practice working on resetting that anxious nervous system. I hope you feel the best after your practice. We'll see you next time.